the question is, can you, we tried to have a representative sample of things that people would actually visit. Can you extend that to say can you sort of extrapolate it to say that what we find can be sort of extrapolated to the entire web, right?
Statistical model?
I don't know of any that can actually predict. I would be happy to know that one exists and try this out on it.
Like there are many sampling theorems, like match pair samples.
Yeah. So, well, there is a lot of web that's not necessarily traversed, and I don't know how those sampling theorems will actually tell you whether this is traversed or not. What we tried to find was what are a representative population of web pages that people actually traverse. So if somebody has done a DNS lookup, there's a client who has definitely visited that page. If it exists in the DMOS project, then certainly somebody has visited it. And if it exists as a top website in Alexa, then somebody has visited. But that would be an interesting question to think about, right? Okay, so we have 500,000 actual redirects, and they're simple dynamic redirects. And we found that these are just actual redirects, and 32% of them were simple redirects. So basically, you clicked on the link, it took you to a different destination, but in cases that you were able to identify the destination to be the destination in the query string, that was 32% of these total links. And then we apply the open redirect test, which is just take the destination of the link and replace it by a page we control and see if the link would actually, clicking on the link will actually take you to that destination. Simplest test you can imagine. And it turns out that out of the simple redirects, 83% in case of Alexa, 81% in case of DMOS, and 77% in case of DNS, which is about 80% of the simple redirects were actually open. So if the link said ebay.com, http://paypal.com, and you replace paypal.com with cs.indiana.edu, it actually did take you to cs.indiana.edu. What does this say? That means the script at the server that's processing the redirect is basically taking the destination and in the response code giving you the destination back. It's not doing anything to make sure the destination is the right destination it could be sending you to, and which is what can be exploited. Right? Now, instead of cs.indiana.edu, I can make it fisher.com, hex encoded. Even I can't actually recognize a hex encoded thing even after doing this project. It's non-trivial, right? You have to remember what the characters stand for, percentage and the character. Just imagine your mother or your grandmother trying to do that. Certainly my mother cannot do that, right? So, which means that all of these, 80% of these simple redirects on the web, you can take those links, you can replace the destination with whatever you want, then take the new link, put it in an email, send it to people. If the server it's going to originally is ebay.com, by looking at it, all of us would think you're going to ebay.com, and then you're more tempted to click on the link because you're indeed going to ebay.com. It's not going to a bad site. When you click on the link, however, the link actually takes you to ebay.com. ebay.com quickly invokes its script, gives you HTTP response code with the destination. You get taken to the new destination. The destination does appear on the browser location bar. But a lot of us, you go to a website, you click on it, after that you're more focused on the content. And maybe you could do this as a little experiment on yourself. Do you, every time you click on it, do you actually go back to the location toolbar to see where you are really? Are you indeed on a site that you clicked on? So if you go back and examine, then this particular attack can be defeated. But if you just go by the look and feel, which may be the look and feel of eBay, and don't go back to fisher.com on the location bar, then all bets are off. And that's where this whole open redirect project actually ties in with phishing. question.
Can you please tell us some of the well-known websites which are vulnerable to this kind of thing, as in Amazon, eBay? Are these all vulnerable to this open redirect?
We found, I should have thought of that question ahead of time. We found open redirects on AOL and
What about
since-
Orkut, Facebook, eBay, Amazon, the kinds of sites which phishers actually target, and
yes,
bank websites?
There were sites that we found that are on top Alexa lists that are vulnerable. This includes bank sites. I don't remember the names off the top of my head. However, I will, now that you've asked the question, I'll give you a little anecdote. There is this group called Anti-Phishing Working Group, which works to prevent phishing, and you may have heard of some of their activities. And there was actually an open redirect on eBay, and since I didn't think about it, I don't have that link handy. There was an open redirect on eBay that anti-phishing, that was reported to Anti-Phishing Working Group because phishers are actually exploiting this. I don't have a measurement study saying these many emails actually exploited open redirects, but that particular link on eBay was there and was exploited by phishers, so it got reported to this anti-phishing service that they have. Now, when they get such a link reported, they actually try to close, they try to contact eBay and close that link. And in this particular case, eBay actually listened to them. And this is not old news. This happened just recently. And eBay actually closed that link. What does close mean? That you could no longer manipulate the destination to take people wherever you feel like. However, eBay has a sister website, which is called ebayobjects.com. eBay had an open redirect that got closed, but eBay Objects had an open redirect that eBay did not close. So what people did was use the open redirect to take people to eBay Objects, which was a valid functionality of eBay's redirect, and exploit eBay Objects redirect to take people elsewhere. So in this particular study, we looked at a very, very small set where a site, a web server, takes you to another site and you can manipulate the destination. However, if you know the site has a redirect and its valid functionality is to take you to sites X, Y, and Z, and if any of those X, Y, and Z have an open redirect, you can still craft this link, right? And that's the case of cascaded redirects. And that particular instance that I described, back when this story aired, I think it was 2 weeks back, I think just about 2 weeks back. 2 weeks back, I verified that eBay's redirect takes you to eBay Objects redirect that is actually open, was still alive and active 2 weeks back. And if I had thought of your question, I would have brought it and demonstrated to you that you can actually use eBay's server, who will take you to eBay Objects server, and eBay Objects will take you to wherever you feel like. And you hex encode it, there you go. URL structure is very complicated for people to decipher. Was there another question? Yeah.
Today, most of server-side technologies contain a server-side redirect. So without getting back to the client, you can simply use the server to go to wherever you want. So could it be exploited like, in the fashion you described? Or
So server-side.
Yeah.
So in this case, the server is actually not.
He's not sending anything back to the client. He can do the redirect completely from a server-side point of view, and simply send the page back to the client.
Oh, okay.
It's more efficient,
So
by
the
the way,
server-
and it's
okay.
more secure.
Okay. I don't exactly know how it's accomplished, but I can see that one would want to do that, right? The client clicks on some link, the server says, oh, you want to go to that page. Instead of giving you a status code and the destination, the server fetches the page on your behalf and gives it directly to you.
Exactly. Yeah.
So when that happens, can it be exploited as well, right? Actually, that's a safer way of doing redirects. But I don't know what percentage of servers are actually doing that. I would be interested in finding that
Very
out.
old, actually. In ASP 2.0, I guess, this functionality was.
But I can think of a business reason why you may not want to do that. So if I am eBay and I have an advertisement that I'm showing, I'm actually doing a service to the advertiser. So if someone clicks on that advertisement, I want to simply redirect them to them and not consume my bandwidth fetching the thing and then sending it back to you.